gonna record. All right, so our 5.1 part 2 warm-up. We had 2 questions that we wanted to answer. We had explained the triangle sum theorem in your own words. Okay, would someone please share what they wrote there? Explain the triangle sum theorem in your own words. I'd really like to hear what some of you guys wrote, if at all possible. Maybe I can. Anyone?
The triangle sum theorem is the theory that the triangle will always add up to 180 degrees.
Okay, good. Specifically, what in the triangle will add up to 180 degrees?
The interior angles.
Interior angles. Thank you, Gabriel. Yes. Okay, so it is the theory that the interior angles of a triangle will always add up to 180 degrees. 180 degrees seems to come up a lot, right? A lot of things add up to 180 degrees. So we 180 is a pretty important number when it comes to angles here. What about number 2? Classify the triangle if the triangle has 2 congruent sides and a right angle. For this one, let's see if you guys will participate a little bit more in the chat. Okay, so in the chat privately, can you tell me what the classification of this triangle would be if it had 2 congruent sides and a right angle? Okay, I want to see it in the chat. Please make sure that you are sharing that. Ooh, that rhymed. I want to see it in the chat. Please make sure that you are sharing that. Awesome, Maya. Great job. Gabriel, right on. Thank you so much. Okay, still waiting. We have 20 of you in class right now. I should see 18 more of you participating. Zavon, right on, brother. Great job. Well done. Okay, still waiting for 17 of you to respond. Still waiting for 17 of you to respond there. Okay, Destiny, we're talking about classification, hun, based on sides and angles, okay? You were absent on Monday, so you might want to watch the video for the notes from Monday, Destiny. That'll help you with your classifications, okay? Mariel, great job. Denise, wonderful. Andres, amazing. Andres Moreno, we're asking for the answer to number 2 from our warm-up. Okay. Jasmine, well done. Okay. Ooh, sounds like fun, Andres Moreno. Y'all, okay, Andres Leon or Andres Moreno. Can you guys, someone give me a nickname to call you? Unless you just want me to be like Leon and Moreno. Anyone have a nickname you want to go by? Either one of you?
Andy.
Andy, my family and some friends call me Dre. Okay, I can call you Dre, dude. Is that okay? Can I call you Dre?
Which one?
Andres Moreno. Moreno said that some of his fam and some friends call him Dre. We're gonna call him Dre from now on, okay? He's gonna be Dre for Moreno. Leon is just Andres, and Andres Moreno is now Dre. I'm gonna write that next to his name so I remember that. All right, thank you, dude. Okay. Just because it's like a mouthful, Andres Leon, Andres Moreno. All right. Okay. So I heard a lot from a lot of you, but there's still some of you that are just staying radio silent here, and you're not helping yourself like one bit. Like, I didn't hear anything from Joe, Mr. Jojo Solorio. I didn't hear anything from Ulysses. Kebra, you being quite silent over there, my child.
Yeah, I didn't put anything.
Yeah, Michael, yeah, you didn't put anything, Joe. That's very right. but I want you guys to participate, okay? I want you, yeah, see, Michael, thank you for letting me know. Like, you got to let me know something, right? Something.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't put anything. I don't know what we're doing.
We're doing our warm-up. We're number 2 for the warm-up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So let's see. So remember, when we're classifying triangles, right? When we're classifying triangles, you classify it with sides and angles, right? So you shouldn't usually have 2 names attached to it. So in this situation, there was no picture, but you got to read and think about the context of it, right? So it says classify the triangle if the if the triangle, sorry, has 2 congruent sides and a right angle. Okay. So automatically, if a triangle has a right angle, that means it's a right triangle. Okay, based on the angles, it's a right triangle. Okay. So then from the sides, we have 3 options. If you guys remember, we have scalene, which means no congruent sides. We have isosceles, which means 2 congruent sides. And we have equilateral, which means 3 congruent sides. Okay, so in this case, if our triangle has 2 congruent sides, then that means that it is an isosceles triangle. So if our triangle here has 2 congruent sides and a right triangle, that means that it is an isosceles right triangle. All right. It is an isosceles right triangle. So those of you that wrote down isosceles right, you guys are absolutely correct. Thank you so much for your participation. You be knocking it out of the park, y'all. Okay. All righty. So now, okay, so hopefully you guys have turned in your warm-up and you've earned your easy 5 points for the day. Okay. So now we're going to get started with our notes. Leanne and Kebra, let's keep our side conversations to a minimum. I know that you guys, say little tidbits to each other, but let's keep our side combos to a minimum. All right, so I'm gonna switch cameras now to my Elmo, and I want you guys to make sure you take out your 5.1 notes. So let's do this. Hopefully I don't lose any part, and I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay, there we go. All right, can you guys still hear me? Thank you, Mr. L, for confirming that. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a minute to get your supplies together. So that means take out your 5.1 notes. That means take out your pens, your pencil, whatever you need to take your notes with, okay? So 1 minute on the clock to take out your notes and get that ready to go. When you are ready, I would like a yes in the participants window, please. So when you are ready with your supplies, I would like a yes in the participants window. So give a yes when you're ready, okay? 1 minute on the clock.
Thirty seconds remaining. Don't forget that green yes when you're done.
All right, so I want to say thank you to Andres, thank you Destiny, thank you Gabriel, thank you Jasmine, and thank you Jayla. Thank you Leanne, thank you Mariel and Michael. Okay, time is essentially up. Thank you, Zavon. Thank you to those of you that I just mentioned for having your green yes. Now, if you press the green yes, but I didn't call your name, that means the update is not allowing me to see your green yes. So let me know in the chat, okay? Let me know, like, Miss K, I clicked it, or I yes, or I'm ready, okay? But as of right now, the poll keeps showing. The poll should have gone away, my dear. Oh, Thank you. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, Leanne, for letting me know about the
Poll
poll.
doesn't show on my side. On my screen.
For some reason, it was still up.
But I haven't updated
reason.
Zoom, so.
No, I haven't either.
Okay.
I know. All right, let's see. I'm hearing some chatter in the thing. Denise, I see yours now. Thank you so much. Gabriel, I see yours. Samson, I do see yours now. Thank you. Michael, I see yours. Mariel and Leanne, I see yours. I am missing. Let me tell you who's I'm missing, y'all. Okay. Let me see. I'm missing Callie's. I'm missing Ulysses. Sorry, that is a spam phone call. I'm missing Kebra's. I am missing Jose's. I'm missing Joe. I am missing Heaven. I am missing Bernadette. I am missing Dre.
Ulysses?
Remember to call. Yep, Ulysses
Callie?
as well. Callie as well.
Kebra?
Yep. Jose, you say you did it, my friend. I don't see it, but thank you so much for letting me know. Okay, so that's one down. The rest of them are just not with us today. They're just not paying attention today.
Where do you think they are?
Oh, you know,
Elsewhere.
Definitely. But definitely not in class. Man, being home makes things so much more difficult. Makes paying attention so much more difficult.
Yeah.
It's we got way too many distractions at home, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, we create distractions for ourselves in the classroom too. But it's easier at home. All right, let's see here. And we got Kelly. So all right, so let's go ahead and get started because I don't want to continue. We could continue not using our time wisely here. So we have our notes here, and I'm going to pin my video so that it'll be the main screen. All right, so we're continuing our 5.1 angles of triangles. One thing we want to make sure we review real quick. We're going to be talking about the second part of our objective today. Okay, I will be able to use and apply the exterior angle theorem to solve for missing values. So we're focusing on the exterior angle theorem today. Okay, and we want to make sure that we are understanding the exterior angle theorem. So let's quickly review here. Okay, interior versus exterior angles. Okay, so if you remember, interior angles are the three angles inside a triangle. Okay, the exterior angles are three angles that are outside of the triangle when we extend the sides of the triangle. Okay, now each interior angle has an adjacent, each exterior angle has an adjacent interior angle. So it has an angle that's inside, that's right next to it. They share the side of the triangle, okay? So every exterior angle has an adjacent interior angle. So over here we have this blue and this pink. Over here we have this blue and this pink, and this blue and this pink. Now, if you remember here, right, each pair of interior and exterior angles form a linear pair, which means they are supplementary. Okay, so each pair of these, so that pair is a linear pair, that pair is a linear pair, that pair is a linear pair, where this angle plus this angle will equal 180, this angle plus this angle will equal 180, this angle plus this angle will equal 180, okay? Now, the exterior angle theorem actually has to do with an exterior angle, okay, and two interior angles. So let's take a look at the exterior angle theorem here, okay? The exterior angle theorem says the following. It says that the measure of an exterior angle, okay, my paper is slipping, I apologize. Okay, the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum, okay? It is equal to the sum of the measures of the two non-adjacent interior angles. Okay, it is equal to the sum of the two non-adjacent interior angles. I kind of flipped the colors there, didn't I? I actually want to flip them back. I'm going to put some there, and my two non-adjacent interior angles I'm going to highlight as pink because pink has been our interior this whole time. Okay, so what does this mean, yo? What does that mean? The measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the measures of the two non-adjacent interior angles. So non-adjacent here means not touching. So no touchy. Okay. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember Emperor's New Groove. That might have been when you were like born. But not touching. Okay. So it's the two interior angles that are not touching the exterior angle. Okay. Now, the exterior angle is equal to their sum. So we add the two interior angles that are not touching, and that's the same measure as our exterior angle, okay? So for example here, I have triangle ABC, and triangle ABC has an exterior angle here of angle 1. Okay, we have an exterior angle here of angle 1. This theorem is saying that this angle's measurement is equal to the sum of the two non-adjacent interior angles, okay? Now, if I take a look at my interior angles here, I have three. I have angle A, I have angle B, and I have angle C right here, okay? Now, angle C, I can see here that it's touching my exterior angle of angle 1. So I can't use angle C here because it's adjacent. It's not non-adjacent, right? So the two angles we're talking about, the two non-adjacent interior angles we're talking about here are the other two interior angles that are not touching this exterior angle. So we're talking about angle A and angle B. Okay, so if we use our exterior angle theorem to set up an equation here, right, which is pretty much the purpose where we're using it to set up an equation, we can set up the equation that the exterior angle, okay, our exterior angle here is the measure of angle 1. So the measure of angle 1, that's my exterior angle, okay, is equal to the sum, which means I'm adding stuff, okay, the sum of the measures of the two non-adjacent interior angles. So my two non-adjacent interior angles are angle A and angle B because they're not touching angle 1 out here. So it's going to be the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B. Okay. So our exterior angle is equal to our two interior, non-adjacent interior angles added together. Okay. So if I put this into action, my dears, okay, I can easily find the measure of my exterior angles. So if you remember, we start with just some basic examples here, and then we will go into some algebra examples. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in there and move over to our example right here. Okay, so we want to solve for the measure of each numbered angle. Okay, so we have these angles here. This angle is 53 degrees. This angle is 53 degrees. And then I have this one here. Notice the one does not have a degree symbol, which means it is my numbered angle. Okay. One is the name of my angle. So I'm looking for the measure of angle 1. Okay. Now, angle 1, is angle 1 exterior or interior?
Exterior.
Exterior, yes. So angle 1 here is my exterior angle. So I'm going to do the measure of angle 1 is equal to. Okay, that's my exterior angle. Okay, so this is my exterior angle. And then it's equal to the sum of its two non-adjacent interior angles. Okay, so my non-adjacent interior angles, my 53-degree angle here, okay, notice it's not touching, it's not sharing this side. So if it was sharing the side, it would be this angle here, but they're not sharing the side. So 53 degrees and 53 degrees. So it's going to be 53 degrees plus 53 degrees. So this is interior angle, right? So what do we get here? I get 53 plus 53 degrees is 106 degrees. So the measure of angle 1 is 106 degrees right there. Okay. Now we can set up the same equation and work backwards. Okay? So it's not, I want to make something very clear. It's not that we are, whatever angle is missing, that's what we're putting on the outside. No, it always has to be exterior equals non-adjacent interior plus non-adjacent interior. Okay. So if I take a look, I'm going to do this so that we don't mess up the numbers here. Okay. If I take a look at my next example here, we have our triangle, right? We're given that this angle, that's a 60 degrees there, guys. Okay. That looks kind of funky, but that is 60 degrees. Okay, 60 degrees, 60. Here, I'll do this just in case so that we can read it clearly. Okay. So this is a 60 degree. This is, excuse me. I'm good. Okay. That's 60 degrees. That angle right there is 1. There is no degrees. So I'm looking for this angle right here. Okay. I'm looking for measure of angle 1. Again. But this time around, angle 1 is somewhere different. Okay. And then we see this angle right here. This is 110 degrees. Okay, that's 110 degrees. Now, which one of these is my exterior angle? Which one of these is my exterior angle, my outside angle? Okay, Mariel says the 110 degree angle. Do we agree? Is it the 110 degree angle?
Yeah.
Yes, good. Thank you, Zavon. Thank you, Gabriel. Anyone else? Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Destiny. Thank you, Dre. Yes. So 110 degrees is my exterior angle. That's this dude right here. Okay. So because of that, I want to make sure that that is alone on one side of the equal sign, because I need to do exterior is equal to my interior plus interior, right? That's the exterior angle theorem. Remembering that the two interiors have to be the non-adjacent. So my exterior angle, that's the 110 degree angle. So that's going to go here. Okay. And then the two angles that are the interior non-adjacent, it's this guy and my missing angle of angle 1. So in this situation, it's going to be 60 degrees plus the measure of angle 1, because I don't know the measure of angle 1. That's what I'm looking for. In this situation, measure of angle 1 is my interior angle. Okay. So to solve, we're going to subtract 60 degrees from both sides. Okay. And we will be left with 110 degrees minus 60 degrees is going to give me 50 degrees is equal to the measure of angle 1. So the measure of angle 1 is equal to 50 degrees. Very good. Okay. All right. How about the U try? Okay, I'm going to leave this up, but I'm giving you guys 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes for the U try. I want you guys to do the U try. When you are done, write your answer to me privately. Okay. Okay, so private chat the answer here. Once you're done with this, I'm going to put 3 minutes on the clock. Okay. There you go. Right there. Gabriel, good job. Samson, I encourage you to relook at your math. Mariel, great job. Maya, great job. We still have about a minute and a half. Andres, great job. Samson, can you type in your equation to me? So we can see what might have gone. Good. Dre, that's great. Now solve. Samson, that's better. Great job, hun. Destiny, can you type in your equation to me? Jasmine, that's great. Zavon, great job. All right. So I'm going to clear the participation window. Okay. And I want you guys to tell me whether or not you were able to set it up correctly. Okay. So we can see that this is our outside angle. So this is our exterior. Okay. And then this is the interior that's touching the exterior. So we're not dealing with that guy. Okay. We have our angle B, which is missing here. And we have this angle here that we should know by now. This little box tells us 90 degrees, right? So the exterior angle says that my exterior angle, 140 degrees, is equal to my two non-adjacent interior angles added together. So this would be 90 degrees plus B, or the measure of angle B. Doesn't matter. Okay, in this situation, because it's a variable, I can just put B. If it was a number, I would have to indicate that it's the measure of angle 1 because it's a name, right? So in this situation, it doesn't matter if you have the measure of angle B or not. So in the participants window, okay, in the participants window, I want you to give me a yes or a no on whether or not you were able to set this up. Like, so with the exterior angle on the outside, interior and interior, okay? Thank you, Andres Leon. Thank you, Leon. Thank you for your response, Denise. Thank you for your response, Destiny. Thank you for your response, Jasmine. Thank you for your response, Mariel and Maya. Thank you for your responses, Zavon. Thank you for your response, Gabriel, in the chat. I just want to know yes or no. Were you able to set this up correctly? Okay. Thank you for your response, Jayla and Heaven. Okay, and Jasmine. Thank you for your response, Dre. Thank you, Bernadette. Thank you, Joshua. Okay. 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 So, not to nitpick, okay. By the way, Michael, were you able to set this up correctly? I don't see a response from you. Okay, thank you. So let's take a look here. Denise, if you wouldn't mind sharing, how did you set it up, or what was the mistake that you made? Because we can all learn from our mistakes, right? So what was the mistake that you made, hon, for Denise, if you wouldn't mind sharing? Denise, are you there? Oh, typing in the chat. I was sure on how to set it up. I just had the 140 and 90 degrees written down. Wait. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, so you didn't know what to call the other angle? Was that it? Oh, okay. What we call the missing angle doesn't really matter. You could have called it X for all we know. You could have called it D for Denise. It's just a variable. It's just a missing value. If anything, if you guys remember when you were a kid, right? you used to do algebra, but instead of, I'm straight up looking for a poster right now. You know, instead of variables, you literally would have this, okay, as a kid. You would have done this. 140 is equal to 90 plus box. And they would literally say, what goes in the box, right? And you would know to subtract and get what goes in the box. So when you were a kid, you were solving for missing values. So it doesn't matter what you call the missing value. You could call it Jason. Okay, you could call it Jason. It don't matter. Okay. What you need to make sure that you understand is that that's your missing value and that's where it should be. Okay. And again, the whole point of the exterior angle theorem is you really need to identify which angle is your exterior angle, which angle is outside of the triangle. Okay, that's the angle that needs to be alone on the equal side. The other two interior angles, the non-adjacent interior angles, okay, they're the ones that get added together. So that's really important to pay attention to, okay? This is your exterior angle. It's the angle that is outside of your triangle. Okay, it's not within the three sides of your triangle. That's what makes it exterior. It's not inside three sides of your triangle. It's outside those three sides. Okay, then these two non-adjacent, the two interior angles that don't touch that exterior angle, they're the ones that are going to be added together. They're the ones that should be on the same side. So exterior is on one side, the interiors are on the other side of the equal sign. And then once you have that set up, okay, then you're going to subtract 90 from both sides, 90 degrees, and you'll be left with 50 degrees as your B, or the measure of your angle B. Okay. So Denise, thank you so much for sharing the misunderstandings, because I'm pretty sure that by you telling me that, we just clarified it a lot more for other kids too. Okay. Okay, so that being said, right, so exterior, it's like the equals, think of the equal sign as a wall. The exterior is on one side, the interiors are on the other side, okay? So, of course, you know that these were like the basic number examples, but we still got to apply this to some algebra, right? Some algebra. So when we flip over to the back of our notes, okay? When we flip it over to the back of our notes, we have examples 4, 5, and 6, okay? We have examples 4, 5, and 6. And you know what I'm going to do for y'all? This is what I'm going to do for y'all. So when you submit these notes, when you submit the PDF, like the scan of these notes, if you complete number 7, okay? If you complete number 7 correctly, you go and get some extra credit here. Okay, for number 7. But right now we're going to focus on 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so for number 7, if you complete number 7 and you get me all of these angle measurements, that means you got to get me the measure of angle 1, measure of angle 2, measure of angle 3. So 1, 2, 3, measure of angle 4. That's just this area here. And then we got measure of angle 5, 6, 7, and 8. So measure of angle 5, measure of angle 6, measure of angle 7, measure of angle 8. Okay. This is all using, okay, this is all using the triangle sum theorem and the exterior angle theorem. Okay. And it's just a basic calculation. So if you do this, I'm going to give you 10 extra points. I'm claiming that right now. Okay, and 10 extra credit points. That's a lot of points. It's like compared to like your warm up and your notes and stuff. It's quite a bit of points. Okay, for one problem. All right. That being said, let's take a look at our example 4 here that we're going to be using. Okay, you're using both of them, Mariel. Mariel asked for this one. Are we using the triangle sum theorem, the angle measure theorem, or the exterior angle theorem? You should be using both of them. So this involves both theorems. Okay, both theorems that we learned today. Or not, sorry, for 5.1. Okay. So hopefully that clarified it for you, Mariel. Okie dokie. Artichoke. Okay, so looking at example number 4. So remember, exterior angle theorem, right? I'm going to write it in purple here. Exterior, I can't speak, angle theorem, right? Says that we have our exterior angle is equal to the two non-adjacent interior angles. So interior angle, I'm going to put no touch, interior angle plus no touch interior angle. This is essentially our form, okay? Exterior angle equals the non-adjacent interior angles added together, okay? So using that now for number 4, we want to find the measure of angle PQS. Ooh, this throwing it way back, y'all. We gotta remember how to identify an angle named with 3 letters. PQS. Oh boy. Okay. Remember that's tracing, right? That's all tracing right there. So P is right here. Q is right there. So we go P to Q. And then Q to S. Ooh, right there. Okay. Oh, hello. PQS. Oh, that's this angle right here. PQS. Okay. Question for you. Is this an exterior angle or an interior angle? Is this an exterior angle or an interior angle? You know what? I'm gonna call on someone random. Hold up. Scrolling up and down. Thank you, Mariel. But I'm not calling on Mariel, sorry. I call on Jayla. Jayla, is this an exterior angle or an interior angle? Yo, Jay, you there? Jayla, open her Fela, P5 for Fela, Jayla. Jayla no está aquí. No es bueno, Jayla. No es bueno. Okay. Well, that's sad. That means Mario, Andres, and Destiny, thank you so much for your participation in the chat. Okay, so yes, all 3 of our participants said that this is an exterior angle, absolutely. Okay, which means that the measure of the angle that we're actually trying to find is our exterior angle. So when we set up our equation, it's going to be measure of angle PQS on one side, on this side of the equation, because it's our exterior angle, okay? Now, this is equal to my 2 interior angles that are not touching. So I have my 1, 2, 3 interior angles. These are the ones that are given to me. Okay, I want to make sure they're not touching my exterior, and they're not because they're not here. They're not literally next to it, right? They're on the other side of it. So they're not touching. So that's going to be the measure of angle R plus the measure of angle S here, my 2 interior angles. So this is where my algebra comes in, my expressions. Okay, angle PQS is represented by 3x plus 25. So I'm going to write 3x plus 25 right there. Okay. And then angle R is 2x plus angle S, which is 65. Okay. And I'm going to solve for my x. So I'll do some algebra magic. Okay. I want to get all my x's to one side, all my numbers to the other side. So I have 3x and 2x on opposite sides of the equal sign. I'm going to move the 2x over to the 3x side because that one's smaller there. And they're both positive. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides of the equal sign. And over here, I'll be left with x plus 25 is equal to 65 because those canceled. Okay. Then I'm going to move over the 25 over to the 65 side. So subtract 25 on both sides to move it across that equal sign. That's going to cancel. And I'm going to be left with that x is equal to 65 minus 25 is 40. Okay. So x is equal to 40. But they didn't ask me for x. They asked me for the measure of angle PQS. So that means I got to take this 40 and plug it back in here, right? So I have the measure of angle PQS is equal to 3 times my x plus 25. I went into this area right here. I'm gonna number that, like close that up right there. Okay. So that's 3 times whatever my x is plus 25. Well, I found my x is 40. Okay. So I'm gonna simplify this. 3 times 40 is 120 plus 25. So that's going to be 145 degrees. So the measure of angle PQS is 145 degrees. Volume right there. Okay. Questions about that? Questions about that, my ladies and gentlemen? Waiting for something to come through in the chat. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you 1 minute. 1 minute, okay? 1 minute. Set up the equation. Okay, 1 minute. I want you to set up the equation. Okay, while you do that, I'm going to make a poll. Okay, so that I can ask you, so you can give me whatever the answer is. Okay. So 1 minute to set up that equation, down to 48 seconds there. Sorry. What the I think we're gonna need another minute. I think we might just need another minute. So I'm actually gonna, once this goes off, I'm gonna give you guys another minute, okay? There you go. All right. So save. Coming your way, y'all. Okay. Poem number 4. Okay. Launch. Okay, I got 6 out of 20. Ooh, 8 out of 20 now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look at the equations carefully, guys. Look at the equations carefully. Okay. We got 11 out of 20. 12 out of 20. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys until the 1.5 mark, and then I'm ending the poll. Oh, thank you, Dre. Thank you, Marino, for clearing that up for me. Okay, so thank you for the 15 of you that voted. Okay. Let me share your results here. Okay. So 11 of you guys were absolutely correct. I think 12 of you were correct because one of them, one of you guys incorrect, like accidentally pressed the wrong thing. So 12 of you guys were correct. 3 of you were around all over the place. So good job, right? 2x minus 5. Okay, that's our exterior angle, so that should be on one side of the equal sign. X and 70 are our 2 non-adjacent interior angles, so they're going to be right there. Okay, let me stop sharing that before I forget. Okay, and I'm going to close that up. So we have 2x minus 5, okay, is equal to x plus 70. Okay, and then we solve. So, sorry, I did not color code here. So we have x plus 70. There we go. Okay, we're going to subtract x on both sides. That's going to cancel out. So that's going to be x minus 5 is equal to 70. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. That's going to cancel that out. So we get x is equal to 75. Now, they asked us to find the measure of angle JKM. JKM. That's our exterior angle. So the measure of angle JKM, let's see what we got here. We have 2 times whatever my x is minus 5. So I'm going to plug in 75 for my x. 2 times 75 is 150. Oopsie. Minus 5. Okay. 150 minus 5 is going to be 145 degrees. So the measure of angle JKM is 145 degrees. Okay. Now, I want you guys to work on number 6. I'm going to give you, this is algebra related, so I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes to work on that guy right there. Okay, angle 1 is an interior angle, and they're asking for the measure of angle 1 here. Okay. Now, if I have 40 degrees here. If I knew what x was, and I knew what 3 times x was, I could easily find angle 1 using the triangle sum theorem. But I don't know what x is. So before I can figure that out, I got to figure out what x is here. Okay. And so for that, I'm going to need this exterior angle. So the first thing we need to do is ignore angle 1. That's the first thing we got to do, is we got to ignore angle 1. Okay, because angle 1 is the adjacent interior angle to our exterior angle. So first I got to set up my exterior angle equation, which is going to use my exterior angle and the 2 angles that are non-adjacent to it. Okay, so I have my 5x minus 10, okay, is equal to 40 degrees plus 3x. Okay, I can actually drop the degrees because I'm only looking at the numbers right now. Okay, and now I'm going to solve. I'm going to move my x's over, so I'm going to subtract 3x to both sides of the equal sign, and I will be left with 2x minus 10 is equal to 40. And then I'm going to add 10 to both sides. That'll cancel that. And I have 2x is equal to 50, and then divide by 2, x is equal to 25. Okay, now x equals 25. Yes, that's not what we're looking for though. Okay, that's not what we're looking for. We weren't looking for x. We're looking for the measure of angle 1. Okay, so for the measure of angle 1 here, angle 1 is not x, right? There's no x here. So as I said, we can use x to figure out what 3 times x is going to be. So if I do that, 3 times my x, which is 25, is going to equal 75. That's this angle right here. So this angle is 75 degrees based on my x. So then I can use my triangle sum theorem here. Okay, I can use my triangle sum theorem to figure out what angle 1 is. So I can do 40. I'm going to do this so that we don't mix up the numbers. So I'm going to do 40 for this interior angle plus 75 for this interior angle. I put twice, plus the measure of angle 1 for my third interior angle. And the triangle sum theorem tells me that interior angle plus interior angle plus interior angle equals 180. Okay, that equals 180. So 40 plus 75 is going to give me 115 degrees is equal to the, I'm sorry, plus the measure angle 1 is equal to 180 degrees. I'm going to subtract 115 degrees. And that's going to give me that the measure of angle 1 is equal to 65 degrees. Okay. This was definitely a two-parter. It was. It really was. Okay. If you guys can handle it, okay, this could have, you could have found measure of angle 1 differently. Okay, I'm going to put that over here so I can show you guys. You could have used the fact that the measure of angle 1 and its exterior angle are a linear pair. Okay, so for that, you would have needed to have figured out what 5x minus 10 equals when you plug in your x. So if I plug in x here, okay, into the 5x minus 10, 5 times whatever my x is minus 10, my x was 25. So I'm going to plug that in. 5 times 25 is 125. Minus 10, that gives me 115. Okay? So that means this angle right here, my exterior angle right here, is also 115, which makes sense because 115 and these two added together equal 115, right? Exterior angle equals the interior angles added together, 2 in there. Then if you remember from right over here, every interior angle and exterior angle pair are a linear pair, aka they are supplementary, which means they add together and equal to 180. So if I take my exterior angle of 115 degrees and I add it to my interior adjacent angle, measure of angle 1, that should equal 180 degrees. Doesn't that look identical right there? They're identical, right? Except I got this 115 by adding the two interior angles together. I got this 115 by figuring out what my exterior angle was. Subtract the 115, you're still going to get the measure of angle 1 equals 65 degrees. Okay. A lot of different things at play here. It was an interesting one. I hope you guys didn't get frustrated trying it out because it was interesting. If you got any part of this correct, so if you got x equals 25, perfect job for setting it up correctly. Okay. If you thought to figure out 3x and you got the 75, well done. I see. And then if you took it even further and you figured out that you could use the triangle sum theorem, great. Okay. Or if you didn't use the triangle sum theorem and you did it this way, awesome too. Okay. If you got any part of this correct and then maybe you got stuck and you were like, okay, I think I'm stuck now. That's okay. It happens. It's a growing process. Okay. So, but if you set this up correctly and you solved it correctly, hey, great job. Kudos. That's wonderful. I'm happy to hear that. Okay. All right. We were gonna do an in-class activity, as I said, but again, we didn't get to it. I had a whole thing set up for you guys. But we only have about 2 minutes left to class. So I'm going to go ahead and just say, remember that you have homework. Okay, you have homework, big ideas. Okay, and then remember to scan your notes. And remember to do your exit slip to let me know how you're doing here, okay? The exit slip will be up in a moment, so just be patient on that. You have your big ideas homework to do. We're done with our 5.1 notes, so you can scan and upload those as well, okay? All right, so ladies and gents, if you have any questions, please make sure you ask them. If you feel confident, then you are free to log off and you are done for the day. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys on Friday.
Have a night. Have a wonderful day.
Bye, hon. Bye, Dre. Bye, Mr. Moreno. See you, Kebra. Bye, Kebra. I don't know if I said that or not. Destiny, Jayla, Leanne, Michael, Ulysses. Okay, you guys are free to go.
Miss
All
Gabby,
right, bye. Have a good day.
Bye, Michael.
tomorrow do you have tutoring?
Yes, I do.
Okay, can I come and retake the chapter 3 test?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah,
Mm.
2:15, hon.
Okay.
See you then.